Today, I'm going to share with you how one of my clients, who's an executive leadership coach, went from earning $20,000 a month to over $100,000 per month by making small, tiny tweaks in her sales conversations. And I'm going to share with you exactly what those tweaks were. If we haven't met, my name is Konovalov. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching. I've trained over 3,400 sales professionals and entrepreneurs on how to grow their business, sell more, connect with their clients, and establish that mindset that will never ever allow you to quit. It's important to note that she was already successful, right? She was earning $20K per month on average. And the way she got there is simply by running webinars on LinkedIn. So she would have webinars on LinkedIn where she added massive value. And then during that webinar, she would invite people onto a call. And during that call, she would sell them 3 different program packages ranging from anywhere from like $7,000 to $12,500. So when we started working together, the first thing I did was visited some of her webinars. We worked on tweaking that a little bit so more flow of people scheduled a call with her after the webinar. So that was the number one thing we did. We got more leads coming in, same webinar, same time allotment, few different tweaks in what was said, and more people opted in to have the call. The second thing she did was she recorded her calls and she sent me the recording. During our coaching calls, we would literally sit through the call and critique it. Did you see how they moved here? Did you see when they asked this, we didn't ask that? So reflecting, kind of think of a football team that's looking over the tape on Monday morning, after that Sunday football, they're looking over on Monday and they're picking up things and they're learning things. So number 2 thing we did was we reflected on exactly what she was saying and doing. And what I found she did was what a lot of people do, right? When somebody schedules a call with us, we just assume they're already interested. And so it should be an easier sale. And a lot of times that is the truth. But as sales professionals, we have complete ability to mess that up. If we don't connect with our client, if we assume too much, if we don't ask the right questions, we have the ability to lose those deals. And unfortunately for my client, oftentimes she was doing exactly that. When the sales call started, what she would typically do is just assume that they were interested and she would just dive right into the 3 programs that she had. She'd say, hey, thanks for being on my webinar. Thanks for being on a call. Let me share with you which programs I have and you tell me which one's best. And inevitably what that was leading to was, oh, let me think about it. Oh, I got to talk to my spouse. I didn't expect this to be this much. So as you can imagine, she wasn't connecting emotionally with these people. She wasn't understanding why they came to the call. She just assumed that they were coming to the call because that's exactly what they needed, right? So after seeing this pattern, we decided to just switch up her talk track on these calls. Now, I am not a scripts guy at all. I don't believe in scripts. I think we have to be good enough and understand the situation well enough where we can move through it. However, giving her some tools was probably a key asset here, and role playing with her until she understood it was also a key factor. So when people jumped on a call, instead of just assuming that we know why they're on a call, obviously she started asking the first question of what interested you in having a call with me today? And the people would go on and just tell her their life story. When I was on a webinar and you mentioned this, it really resonated with me. By the way, she was targeting C-level executives and, these people are fully qualified for her services. So they would say things like, I'm ready for my next promotion. I feel like I hit the ceiling. I don't know how to do that. I think I need a coach. In essence, what they started to do was, 1, share with her what was their thought process for why they joined that call. And 2, they were starting to sell themselves on why they need her services even more. Guys, think about it. It could have been a week, 2 weeks between the time they scheduled the call and the time the call actually happened. So imagine what happens in a person's life. They go through a webinar, we get really excited, we schedule a call, and then a week goes by. In a C-level executive's life, imagine how many things can happen in the span of a week. Are they going to be as interested a week later as they were when they booked a call? Absolutely not. So our job as sales professionals is to get them back into that mental state of excitement. So what interested you in having this call with me today gets them thinking a week before when they were on a webinar exactly why they scheduled the call today. All right, next question she would ask is, why now? What's going on with you right now? Like, why didn't you do this a month ago? Why aren't you waiting another year? Why now? And this allows the client to sell themselves on a sense of urgency. Why do I need to do this now? Now, once they commit to why now, there's no arguing with that. If we tell them why they need to do it now, they'll find plenty of reasons why now is not the right time. So asking, well, let me ask you, why are you doing this right now? What's different from what was happening 4 months ago? And why aren't you waiting another 6 months seems like things are working out for you, will get them to open up and let you understand what's the urgency for them. Plus, it allows them to sell themselves on why now, and we all want that. And then the third question she began asking is, why do you think I can help you? And that now allowed them to sell themselves on her. And the things they would say were like, well, when you talked about this and this and this in a webinar, or when you mentioned this case study in your webinar, that really resonated. That was just like me. You seem like you have the experience. You seem like you have the knowledge, like you have the connections to get me to that next level. And these are the things we started hearing. Now imagine what happened to her closing rate. Exactly. Her closing rate shot through the roof when she got the clients to start selling themselves on her services versus her trying to sell the clients on her services. The other thing she did was focused on their problems. It wasn't so much about her services. It wasn't so much about her packages. It was all about their problem. Where are you now? What's going on in your life now? Why is this important right now? Where do you want to be? Help me understand what your goals are. And when she didn't get the right answer, she kept digging deeper. No, well, help me explain. What does that look like? When do you want this by? Help me understand clearly. Why is that a problem now? Why is this something you're thinking about now? All of these types of questions opened up the client's mind in such a way and led the conversation in such a way where she came off as the subject matter expert, which she was, but it got the client to trust her, and through the conversation, the client sold themselves on her and her program as their coach. Now, if you're in sales conversations and you're spending a whole lot of time selling your services and convincing people why they need it, chances are you're having a tough time closing that deal. What you want to do is get them to want to buy your services. And the way we do that is by asking these types of questions. So if you're not currently doing it, implement these questions into your repertoire and see what happens. Find out what interested them in having a call with you. Even if you've cold called them versus them scheduling a call, still ask that question, because they get cold called by probably 15, 20 people a day, and they said yes to you. So you want to know why you, what did you say that interested them in having a call with you today? So find that out. That sets kind of the GPS destination for your meeting. You know where you want to get to because they're sharing with you what interested them in meeting with you today. They're setting the topic, they're setting the agenda for the meeting. Throughout your meeting, you want to find out why now. What's happening in their world right now that this is important? You want to know where they want to be. You also want to understand, if they know where they want to be, why aren't they there yet? And when we uncover those things, I promise you, your services will sell themselves. Hey, if you need help getting the meeting booked with your ideal clients, check out the link below. I have the Get the Meeting course. I also have the LinkedIn Prospecting Playbook if you're strictly focused on reaching out via LinkedIn, that gives you all the scripts that you need, my friend, to get the meeting with your ideal client. Download them completely for free. And if this added value to you, hit subscribe, share this with your team, share it with your leader. Have them call me up so I can come in and work with your team, because I love doing that. All right, my friend, I'll see you in the next video.